If you're overthinking and still trying to force yourself to take action, this video will help you to approach both. Overthinking isn't your enemy. It's a signal that your system is overloaded. In this video, I will explain why overthinking happens, why forcing action make it even worse, and how to take action naturally using the Klariti Shift Method without any pressure or any discipline. So what overthinking actually is? Overthinking is a static state. It is a state of mind where you feel yourself that you are in danger, right? That you are in a survival state. You are in a defense mode. This is the state where you are actually in panic, in fear, overwhelmed, and from this state, you start creating stories. Just because you are on a state of survival, then you start creating stories to protect your reaction, your action towards a situation. And the problem with overthinking is these are stories that's been created, and from that stories it creates more stories, more thoughts, and this is why overthinking begins. So it creates stories out of fear, out of frustration, out of anxiety, out of overwhelmed, and it just multiplies. It's so fast just because it is all rooted from fear. So the more thinking is not a cause, it is a symptom. It is a sign, an indicator that the identity, the operating system is in a scarcity mode, in a scarcity state. And the good thing, the good news is overthinking is normal and it is alright. But now we can use overthinking to eliminate it using overthinking itself. Now, why putting force against overthinking or implementing more discipline to tackle overthinking make it even worse? It's because once you implement discipline to tackle overthinking, you create more pressure. The more you force yourself to suppress overthinking, the more your identity, your mind, your subconscious mind, your brain will trigger that you are in danger. The more pressure, the more danger, the more you're actually going to overthink. By using discipline, right? You try to suppress overthinking. It might work for a very short period of time. But at the end of the day, what will happen is, by suppressing it, it won't last long. You will end up burning out and feel totally overwhelmed. And then you multiply overthinking again. So that cycle keeps on repeating. Then you start implementing a different way to discipline yourself, and then it's a circle, it's a cycle that never stops. And then you get overwhelmed, you get burnt out. So implementing discipline, putting pressure on overthinking, suppressing it will just make it worse. It's like if you want to put off a fire, you throw fuel to it. You think you're going to stop it, but it's just going to make it even worse. Because action doesn't break overthinking. Clarity is. So why action feels much more easy when you are in a clarity state, implementing clarity. What clarity does is contrary from taking action. Clarity removes all the noise. It removes all the distractions. With clarity, you identify those elements, those emotions that is causing more overthinking. And once you identify it, you can then remove those emotions. You don't get triggered by those emotions. With clarity, you can strip off all the noise and then execute from a clear state. You don't operate from fear, you operate from precision, you operate from intention. Without being um, influenced by emotion. You take action effortlessly because you know. It's like clarity is like walking without even thinking. You just know, right? And then you go into flow state. So, flow state with clarity is simply like if you're playing basketball or any favorite sports that you want that involve physical activities, you will get tired, but you won't get burned out. You will, because of the flow state, you know you're playing, you spontaneously take action without effort, just by flowing because you have clarity. And taking action without clarity is just like you feel sick, you feel sick, you feel totally bad, and you force yourself playing a game, even though you're feeling bad, even though that your leg hurts or whatever physical pain that you have or mentally blockage, and forcing yourself to play will get you burnt out in a very quick period of time. Compared when you are in a flow state, when you are in clarity, you play the game with a good condition, just out of passion. You take action, same action taking, but different quality, different effect. That's the difference of taking action with force and taking action with clarity. So, what is the Klariti Shift Method? Klariti Shift Method is a framework that I have developed over 22 years in self realization and self development. This is simply a 5 steps that I've been implementing, and these 5 steps is steps that you can use right now, just using your emotion to identify if you are in a clarity state or in a static state. And this clarity shift method is a method that can instantly get you out of the static state instantly. So, what is the clarity shift method? It consists of 5 steps. Number one, you identify your state. Are you in a static state or are you in a clarity state? A static state is a state where you feel fear, if you're stressed, if you're pressured, everything that causes tension, anxiety, those are all the static state. Clarity state is when you feel joyful, you feel happy, you feel peace, you feel calm, you don't have any worries. Once you identified it, so obviously the clarity shift method is implemented if you are in a static state. So if you are feeling fear or anxiety, number two, that's number one. The second step is you identify where this emotion is coming from. It comes from a thought. So first thing you need to identify is what story is running in your head, right? Are you fearful because you might think that you are not good enough on doing something, right? You feel that you are not capable of doing something. Example, if you are in an online business, you are expecting to make progress in this short period of time, but you're not making that, you're not meeting your expectation, so you might have the feeling that you're not good enough. So stories will run just because of that expectation. But in reality, your expectation can be the problem. It's not the progress itself. Your expectation can trigger those emotions and those stories, and then you feel fear. So the stories that's been running will multiply more thoughts because you put attention to that. So what we do in Clarity Shift Method is we identify the stories, we label it as a static story. And that static story, we see that as it's just a story. It has nothing, no facts about it. It becomes a reality when you put more attention to it. When you feed energy, attention feeds energy. So attention is like energy feeding those thoughts. It becomes reality. So once you identify that it's just a story, number three, what we do is we reset and rewire. Reset is once you identify it, you take a deep breath. 4 seconds in, wait for another 4 seconds, hold it, and then 6 seconds out. Do this 3 times or even 5 times, much better. Then your body will come down. And then you start rewiring it. If you feel like I'm not good enough, you just do the opposite. Rewire it, because it's just a story. Then recreate a new story, but an empowering story. So, I'm good enough. I'm better than what I expected to be. Right? So, it's a story. Now we're gonna make this story a reality. It all starts from the inside. So, instead of saying I'm not good enough, I am better than I expected. I'm more capable than I thought to. So this is an empowering belief. So you rewire it. Number 4 is gratitude. This makes your new identity, your new story, a factual. So what you do, number 4 is gratitude. You find evidence that supports that new rewired story. For example, you rewire it like I'm more capable than who I thought to be. You go back to your story, to your memories that supports that story. For example, I have implemented this. I've made a few sales. I've created content that inspired other people. All those small wins that support that story makes it factual. Right? And with gratitude, if you keep on focusing on your wins, your mind will focus more on opportunities. So that will support that story, and that story becomes your reality. You will create memories out of that story, and that will amplify it. Right? So this is the same thing with, if you want to take action about something and you feel like, if you feel lazy, I can't do this, rewire it. They can be, who's saying I cannot do this? It's a story, right? Take a deep breath, rewire it. No, I'll just take small step, and then once you execute it, you support that with your previous action that you have taken that supports that new story, and then you just do it with no pressure. You will see, you will be in a flow state. So number 5 is, once you have evidence of your new story, take action with clarity. So you know exactly what to do, right? Example, if you're in the online business, you need to create a post. Just do it, because you are capable of it. You're more than capable of it. You don't need to do the whole thing. Just one step. The first step is the only thing you have to do. That's what clarity is. The clarity step is all about taking that step. Just taking that one single step. Because once you do the single step and there's no effort, there is no pressure in it, naturally you will do a second step. Then you will do the third step. And then you will leave the fourth step, because you don't feel burnt out. You will naturally do it. So the Klariti Shift Method is, number 1, identify your state. Are you in static or in a clarity state? Number 2 is you identify what story is running in your head. Once you identify that step, you go to number 3, you go to rewire and reset. Take a deep breath to calm your body, mind, to calm your nervous system, and then you rewire it. You totally the opposite of the story that's running in your head, from self-limiting story to empowering. Number 4, gratitude, which will support that thought, that story, that will make a reality on it. And number 5, you take the clarity step. Try it. This works perfect. I even used that when stopping smoking cigarette. I've been smoking for almost 30 years cigarette. I implemented the Klariti Shift Method, and it stopped me smoking cigarette instantly with no pressure. Just simply, when I feel the urge of smoking, then I just go step, hey, what story is running in my head? Do I need it? No. It's just the feeling of the nicotine, the addictive part. Number 3, I rewire, calm down, I rewire. I am capable of smoking easily. That's what the story is. Just number 4, what's the evidence that supported? I'm not smoking for days. If I can stop, if I can stay without cigarette for a day, why not the second day? So that supported that story. And from there, I just I don't feel even pressure on smoking anymore, because I know in my mind I can, all this clarity shift makes it more clear steps. So I just keep on going on without the pressure, because I can identify this. It's all the story in the mind that's been the distraction. So if this resonated with you, then you understand this is not something that you're broken. It's just how we implement overthinking, how we respond from overthinking. And overthinking is healthy if you know how to use it, how to tackle it. So this is what we do inside my free community, the Klariti community inside Skool. And if you want to join us, link is on the description. You can just go there, and we can book a call as well. So if you need more clarity on a certain area in your life, in your business, in your relationship, just let me know. We can have a talk. It's free. And then I can build you a roadmap using the Klariti Shift Method, and then I can guide you from there. Alright, peace.